Welcome to Sweenor University.
Yeah.
Pete.
I'm Andre.
Yeah. Today we're finishing up on the projects we started last week, which were kind of small box newels. We're doing V-fold, cragging. I'm going to do a little panel molding.
Yeah.
It'll be good. So, I mean, picture this as a box newel, like on a staircase. Made a little short one because we're conservative on materials. Well, we're going to be V-folding these things, actually, gluing, tape, folding it. So we're going through the process of making, the four pieces.
Okay. Sweet. Where? So I'm sorry. Where would that be on like a?
Hey, let's say we had a staircase and you had a big box newel with a handrail coming into it. Or it could be a porch column, if you just made it 8 feet tall or something.
Okay. That's
Basically.
something I actually don't know what that means. I don't know what a porch column is.
Okay, if you went up to somebody's front deck, they had a roof over it,
Yeah.
there might be a decorative post
Yeah.
going up to hold it.
That's
This
what
could
this
be
is.
it,
Okay.
if it was taller.
Gotcha.
And you'd have a 4x4 or 6x6 on the inside of it. So that's just the,
Yeah, sometimes there's trim work inside a house
Yeah.
that just gets stuff like this put around, around the corner, on a wall.
Just to fancy it up a little.
Yep. That gets a panel put in. They haven't gotten to that yet, but like that, and we basically glue that. And then there's a molding that goes around.
Okay.
oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet. This part's gonna be awesome. Nice, Scott. Beautiful. I love it. We have to make the panels too, so that'll be cool.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Three. Oh, yeah. Watch where you start. I always, yeah, and plunge it in. No one will ever see it. All right. We need to get some glue on.
Okay, over there.
So rip that. We're gonna need it enough for everyone's, right? Will 4 5/8 work good for you? Yeah, they should be pretty much. All right. So do that 4 5/8, like just rip 4 or 5 of them, as much as you can out of the. You're good. Perfect. Gotcha. Yeah, get some lengths going. Subtract an 8.
11 and 5/8.
Yeah, that's fine. We can try this. This is a fast boom. You got to be careful though, because this thing takes a lot out. It takes too much out too fast. You can, hey, you can use the router table too. It's set up right by the sink. Oh yeah. Yeah, I would just, yeah, you can draw roughly. You know, like I'll just take one for example. Just eye it, you know. Because it's Luan, it's gonna go a little crazy on you, but that's a nice, easy, fast way to do it. Doesn't have to be perfect, you know, and just fit it. Yeah, this is a practical way to do it on a job, you know. Easy. Yeah, it's fast, you know. Yeah, yeah, that's what you know. You can also just take your orbital and work it. And I mean, I don't like doing it, but you could 45 the corners, but I've had times where it kind of pokes through. We'll fill it up. Yeah.
Just do a little bead and then throw
Yeah,
it
make
in.
sure you're all clear here. Great. Looks good. Yeah, just so you don't go crazy, you know, just a fine, small little bead of glue. Yeah. That's perfect. Yep. Even less than that, you know what I mean? It's like you don't even,
Yeah.
you don't want much squeezing out on you.
Finish that, right?
If you want it to be, yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, great. Panels in. Yeah, and I would, so when I nail these in, I always just, I'll just angle my gun slightly. Just slightly. So one, I know that it's gonna clear the rabbit, right? And two, these are 5/8 nails, so they're a little longer.
Yeah.
And if I go just straight down, it might come through the face. So just gonna take it. I'll start square and I'll just angle it off, and that should be perfect. And I'll put. Yep. And for this one, I probably just 4 nails. That should be fine. And yeah, it looks great. And then 4 on that side, and probably just 2 on the top. And just remember to keep it slightly angled.
Yeah.
All right. I like to wait till the glue kind of gums up a little bit, but if you're in a rush, that'll do it fine. And it's paint grade, so I usually have a rag, but I'll just scrape it on my bench for now. Yeah. Like I said, you don't have to go too crazy with the glue.
I put too much.
Yeah. Just enough so it grabs a little bit in little spots, you know? Great. How are we looking? Beautiful. You can scrape the glue off with this, or Perfect. Nice. So these are just 2 scraps, right? Just pulled them out of my bench, you know, you find them on the job site, whatever. 3/4 plywood. And I'm basically just gonna make a miter box with a pole saw, right? And we're just doing 45s for now, so I'm just gonna do 2 45s. So I'm gonna draw a line. I'm gonna draw a line. And that just tells me where I need to put my screws, right? You know what? This is for our moldings. Yep.
This is too small to cut in the chop saw, right?
You could, but it's not. Yeah, it might. Yeah, I mean, there's other ways to do it on the chop saw too. So now I know where basically my slots are going to be for cutting. Drive a couple screws. That's 2. There's that. I'll put some over here. You can do this with nails and glue or whatever. This is just fast. Great. I'll put one more right here. Awesome. Okay. So now we basically have a jig. It's a jig. And this is our fence base. And now what I'm going to do is just take a marking knife. Because these lines were just telling me, okay, that's where I want my screws. It's gonna be strong. Take my marking knife and get a nice score. And then I will bring that line. I'll carry that line down. And I'll carry the score down in this direction as well. And this is just a marking knife that I found at a flea market. It's pretty nice. You know, you can use a razor knife and whatever works. Okay, so now I have basically a nice baseline, and I'm gonna do it for all my parts here. And this line that I'm drawing with my knife is basically gonna allow my pole saw to follow that. The curve's gonna follow that line. It'll be much harder to do it just by following a pencil line. You can do it, but okay. Great. Come over here. Awesome. Come over here. Follow that line. Very good. All right, and I'm just going to do the last one. I'll give it a couple scores just so it's deep enough. Bring it out here. Awesome. Then I'll do this last one. Great. Follow that through. All right, so now I basically have a good, a nice path made for where I'm gonna cut. And now what I'm gonna do is, just gonna grab a clamp. Take the pole saw. Now I'm gonna cut it out, cut the line out. And I'll usually, so I'm working both axes at the same time. And you'll feel it. It's gonna ride nice, pretty nice on that mark you made with the knife. Oops. Now you have, that's 145. Cool. Then I'm not gonna do the center one only because time reasons, but I'll do the other 45. And this is, I mean, if you're in like a pinch, you know, or you don't feel like all you have is a big chop saw and you have to do like little cove moldings all day, it's worth the time making one of these. There it is. All right, cool. So now I have two 45s. It's a nice little miter box, you know, and usually what I'll do is I'll just clamp it right to my bench, or you could screw it down to your bench or whatever, and that's why I left it long, so I can easily just put a clamp and it's just two scraps, like easy. So basically I'll use my jig I just made and my miter trimmer hand to hand. So what I'll do is, so this is the panel, right? This is our stock. And it's gonna lay in the panel like that. This is the bottom, and that sits on the shoulder. So I'll start by just cutting 145. Boom. I'll get a rough mark. A lot of the times too, I'll cut a bunch of my mold. I'll cut a bunch of rough lengths for if I'm doing an entire column, you know, if I'm doing a bunch of panels. So now I have basically a rough length here. So I'll use the miter trimmer. Set them to 45. I'll get one corner super nice. I'll take the piece and I'll mark it in place. Make sure your pencil works and is sharp. I'll just do a little tick mark, that's it. And now I can take it, I can line that mark up Or sometimes what I'll even do is I'll put it upside down so I have a better reference on my board here. All right, there's my tick. I'll just carry that up like that. And I'm just gonna leave the line. I'm not gonna cut to the line, I'm gonna leave it. Great. So I left about, I don't know, a 1/16 there. Now I can really fine tune it and get it close. And I'm just watching that line. Oops. All right, I got that close. Still can take a little more off. Great. And that's perfect. And then I will get a rough length for my bottom. And I'll do the same thing. Now the 45 is going to go in this direction. I know that it's going to be roughly that big. Square one corner, nice. Boom. Pull this out. Mark it in place. Right there. Okay. There's my mark. Come back over here. Leave the line. Awesome. And now I can really work down to my line. I'll test it. All right, I know I have a lot more to go. Take a little more out. I want it just right there. There it is. And that's it was literally just one little sliver and I got it to fit in there really nicely. And it gives you a pretty, really, really perfect miter. Nothing to complain about that. And then the same thing, just take a couple pin nails. I'd put a small bead of glue and then pin them in just like you pin your panels in on the backside. And that's it. That's how I like to do it.